Hello, hello, hello.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cave and Drew Show.
What is goody, y'all? My name is Drew.
Hey, it's Cave once again, and we're back for another pot episode. I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah,
excited.
Yeah. This is one that I've been waiting for a while.
Today we're gonna be discussing one of our favorite shows. If it's been on your radar, you already know what's going down. If you have not, you've been probably living under a rock.
Straight fucking rock, bitch.
Straight
rock. This is actually my all-time favorite series, so I'm real excited.
It's up
to
there
talk
for me
about it.
too, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
So,
it's up there.
We ready to reveal the topic?
Oh yeah. So, actually, yeah, we're just gonna reveal it. I was gonna do like a little '80s noise, but I totally had a brain fart and just it went out the window. It went out
You
the
know
window.
what? It's Stranger Things, y'all.
Stranger Things.
It's Stranger Things.
Woo!
And it's time. It's
Somebody-
been quite a while that we've been planning to do it. We definitely wanted to wait till part 4 dropped, or season 4 or whatever,
Oh yeah.
before we could do this, so we had like as much stuff that we can possibly talk about and kind of have a fucking ball with this one.
I was so excited because it was a long time coming. We never discussed the prior seasons, but this last one just kind of it made it a must for us to discuss now.
Absolutely. And we're
Yeah.
not gonna sit here and break down 4 seasons. We're not doing that shit.
Yeah, no.
We're just gonna talk about different stuff that we really enjoy. And I'm just gonna go ahead and start it off. So
Yeah, absolutely.
for those who didn't know, the Duffer Brothers, who are of course the creators of this beautiful, beautiful show and franchise,
Yes.
actually initially wanted this to be a film.
Yeah.
Every major studio you can think of shut them down. Nobody wanted to make this.
When you told me this, I was completely shocked. I was in awe because I don't know what they read. Maybe they skimmed through like whatever writing they had for it, a script. But just the idea of throwing it back to the 80s and, they probably like, oh, it's probably just going to be another sci-fi thriller from the 80s. But who doesn't like it? I don't see the last time it failed. I never seen a show that failed.
Anytime
that
they do
aspect.
like a retro, I call it like a little retro rewind, when they do like a series or even like a movie, right? That takes place within that time frame. It always becomes a hit. It's like it hits well with everyone, because for a lot of people who grew up in that era, they can definitely relate to a lot of the shit that they're seeing.
Yeah.
The music, the games, the style, the clothing, the
What?
parties, all of that.
That
the
was
cars.
you might even relate to it might relate to your parents too, because now it's crossed different generations, and now your mom or your siblings can relate to it because they've probably grown up in that era.
Exactly.
So-
And it also, what I love about the franchise so much is that it's reached out to every type of audience you can think of. Not only, like for example, my mom and my family, my auntie, all the adults, like the OGs in my family have all watched it and have all fucking loved this show,
Yes.
And I'm so happy that I was able to actually introduce my mother into this show
Yeah.
before it literally popped off. So it's crazy. So when season 1 dropped, like, I was actually following it, like the story about how they were gonna do it, where initially it was just like a kid goes missing and his group of friends are gonna look for him. That's all we really had. The original title of the show was called Montauk, based off the Montauk Project that took place in Montauk, Long Island, New York, I believe it was.
You're saying it was about the experiments they actually made on kids back in New
Yes,
York.
Exactly. They never really it was like some type of experimentation they did. I don't know, obviously, like how much the show adapted from that, but the Duffers were really intrigued by that idea, that the concept to bring that into the show, which is exactly what they fucking did. And it worked. It was perfect. So Netflix, of course, agreed to take it as soon as they shot them the idea. I'm pretty sure the Duffers did not expect it to blast off as quick as it did.
No, not at all. To reach number ones for weeks and on for Netflix, I didn't even expect it myself. When you showed me like the little teasers before it was even anything, like a whole trailer, I was into it, man. Because I trust. You know why I trust your judgment? That's why.
Like, your boy tries to find the best shit that I can,
Yeah,
and I
man.
remember like just seeing a little teaser, and I'm just like, bro, I have to watch this. I showed it to Sasha, my girl. I showed it to Cave over here. I just started showing everybody, and everybody's like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I don't know, but it's gonna be great, and we all have to watch it.
Yes.
So, of course, I was highly anticipating it, and the same day that they dropped season 1, I popped that bitch on and started binging it immediately with my mom and my girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, I think what was it? I didn't watch it with you guys, but it was around the same time.
You didn't watch it too far after us because we had
Yeah.
finished it that same week.
I watched
Weekend.
it like a month
And
later.
I think it was about a month later that you were like, how good was it? And I just told you, just fucking watch it. It's just
Yeah.
one of those things that you have to watch, and then we can kind of break that shit down after. And I'm just so happy, like how big it shot off into pop culture. Like it's one of those franchises that everyone loves and knows.
Yes.
You could literally talk about it with anyone. I personally, at least in my experience, have not met anyone who doesn't know about it or has seen it. I've never even met anyone who told me they didn't like it. Everyone that I've talked
Right.
to about this show loves it so damn much.
Yes, not one bad review, which makes me happy, man.
Absolutely. Like there
Yeah.
may be some people out there who hate on season 2. P.S. Go fuck yourself. I love season 2, but
It's a strongly worded message.
I just honestly, I think every season absolutely ups the ante of the show, and they introduce more and more elements that just drag me more into it, and I don't want to get out of that pool. I want to
Right.
keep fucking
It-
swimming.
It doesn't make me mad that season 5 will be the final season because I think it will have a good wrap up because it's never had a bad season, to be honest.
Exactly.
So-
That's how I feel too. Like I've loved every season. Even, the Lost Sister episode. Again, go fuck yourself, haters. That episode is great. My thing is with this is they've always wanted it to be a 5-season show. That's what Netflix had asked them how long they wanted it to be. That's what they wanted to do, and that's what they gave them, and that's what
Right.
they're doing. So in about a year or so, I would think it's at least 2 years, hopefully nothing longer than that.
Right.
We will definitely have our final season with part 5, and I'm so fucking amped.
Yes.
But we're just gonna start going into these different topics about all things Stranger Things because we fucking love it.
Yeah,
And
man. What's that first topic? So we are gonna start off with season 1. What was that first bullet?
Well,
you
it
got?
could be any season, but before we get into the seasonal and characters and story plots and all the little nitty gritty, I want to talk about how our first exposure was. So clearly, mine's
wow.
obviously was I was following it, and then the day that it dropped, boom, there was my exposure.
Yeah.
I know for you, you watched it about a month later.
Yeah.
Before that, did you get any exposure to it previously besides the trailers I showed you? Or
I think
that
it was a teaser poster. I think it was something like that where it showed Will on his bike, and I just saw him going into the forest. I think they had like some concept art too. I was looking at it on Pinterest where they had some concept art.
Yeah, no, the first poster they dropped had a bike on the floor with the flashlight and then 3 kids in the background.
That same one.
Yeah, that was the very official first. Perfect. So then, yeah, that was the first teaser poster they released before they officially revealed the beautiful art that became the face poster of season 1. Like, every season has some beautiful artwork. And we're going to actually talk about our favorite poster later. But, all right. So let's get into some stuff here. What would you say, Cave, are some of your favorite characters that have been introduced in the show as a whole?
Wow. So from the conclusion from the last season, of course, I think this is both of our favorite characters, but it's just the aesthetic of it. Like back in the day, we had like the rockers that were kind of, outsiders for a lot of moments. It wasn't cool to be a nerd back in the day, and it wasn't cool to be a weirdo back in the 80s.
Right.
So Eddie, I fell in love with Eddie, man. As soon as I saw him on screen, I was just like, this guy is chaos, and I like it. And he reminded me of myself so much because I know we had those moments where we felt a little alienated. So it felt good being part of just being nerdy, just being myself. And that's what he expressed. I loved Eddie.
That's absolutely agree. I think if I existed back in school in those days, I would be an Eddie Munson.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Minus the D&D, I never really played it, so I can't relate to that part of it. But the absolute, all the music that he listens to, I fucking love.
Yes.
I love the hair, like the vest, all of that. If y'all didn't know, like I did like a themed Stranger Things birthday party and I dressed up as Eddie Munson. It was fucking great.
Yes. I remember that.
So like he's definitely, for both of us, he's one of our top favorite characters they have ever introduced. If you have obviously caught up on the seasons, spoiler fucking warning, I'm just going into it. He does perish at the end, and it fucking sucks. And
man.
it tore my heart out. Y'all can just ask Cave. I was dripping in tears over there.
It was a good ending for him too, and I think he went out just how he was supposed to as a
Right.
hero.
I feel like that's how he wanted to go out, and he absolutely did it. And He's just one of those characters that not one person you talk to who has seen the most recent season can tell you they didn't like. Everybody loved Eddie Munson. He's just
Everybody.
a fan favorite all around.
Yeah, man.
Aside from Eddie, any other characters that, from any of the seasons, really, guy, gal, that pops out to you that you really enjoy?
Because I'm trying to keep it like well balanced because of course most of the characters that I like are whatchamacallit, very strong-willed and very chaotic, but I like to keep it like with Robin too. Robin is such a polar opposite of Eddie. She's more she's not collected, but she's super I don't know, it's just so she's very ditzy, like very smart too. Very smart.
She's very intelligent, and I actually really like her too. She's one of my favorite female characters on the show.
Yeah.
She's very, like you said, ditzy, very like fun to be around. She just is
Yes.
like a good fucking time. She makes her little poppy little jokes, but when it's time to get serious and get down to shit, she'll get down to
She'll
it.
get you. The fact that she knows, what was it, 4 languages? She
Yes.
was
Yep.
4 languages. I was just like, whoa, sexy. But I don't think I'm her type, man. But but you know what I'm saying, like that. I just love her as a character, man. And
Yeah, she's great.
last but not least, man, I'm gonna have to say Dustin.
Yeah, no, actually, it's definitely one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
He's just great. He's
Yeah.
funny. He has a lot of charisma. He's the smartest out of anyone in the group.
Yes.
Dustin consistently helps in any situation,
No matter
whether
what
that
it
be
is.
assisting the adults or his group himself. But he always finds an answer to everything. Of course,
Yeah.
at times he may need help from his little Susie Q.
Oh, of course.
Love her as well. She's great.
Because she's the smarter one out of him too.
Yeah, no,
So-
she's definitely gotten him out of situations, especially, in season 3 when the
Yeah.
proxy mind flare was like chasing them. We had to sit through, the Never Ending Story song, but hey, that
Right.
shit's iconic now.
Like I actually am very confident with my picks because usually what people would go with the main runner like 11, which is a great character too, but
Oh, totally.
yeah,
Totally.
I like my top 3 though. My very close third as well might have been tied with Dustin. One would have been Steve, but
Oh,
I like Dustin.
no, Dustin's good. Like I have it split. Like I like a lot of characters on the show, but like some of my tops are of course Eddie Munson, Dustin Henderson, Steve Harrington is my all-time favorite for many, many, many reasons.
Yeah.
This man has had such a redemption arc that I can't even tell you. It's some of the most excellent writing I've ever seen. Like you can take a character that you literally hate at the beginning of the show and rewrite him toward the end of season 1 as a redeemed character, but continue that redemption onwards to season 2 and carry that shit onward to another
Yeah.
2 seasons. Like he is officially like up there as one of the greatest characters of the show. He
One
is
of the
the
greatest.
babysitter. He is the man with the best hair.
Yes.
He is
He is the hair.
he is the fucking hair.
is the hair.
Steve the Hair Harrington.
You know.
And he is absolutely one of the biggest big brother figures in Dustin's life.
Yes.
And their dynamic is just so fucking
I
excellent.
carry the Scoops Ahoy costume outfit with pride.
This guy really does carry it with pride. And you know what? Good for him. Fuck yeah.
I think I have next SuperCons cosplay.
Yeah, fuck
Wink,
it.
wink.
Let's go. I would say for some of my favorite girls, I love Maxine. Maxine is one girl that really stuck out to me for many reasons. I love that she's a gamer. I love that she has that tomboyish aspect of her. And I love the dynamic that she brought to the group of the boys in season 2.
Yeah.
Where it took 11 a little longer to kind of become close with her, but they definitely hit it off later. But I like the dynamic that she brought, how like Lucas and Dustin both kind of liked her,
Oh, yeah, they're
and they had
crushing
that
hard.
whole like crush on her, but the way she came into it, the way she had her exposure to the Upside Down and all the antics there, it was just really cool. And funny enough, a couple years ago at one of the SuperCons, I had the pleasure of actually meeting her and getting her to sign one of her Funko Pop figures.
That's fucking dope.
So it was just amazing I just, let her know, like, I love you. I love your character. I love where they're going with you. I love your dynamic. I'm so excited. And I remember one of the things she told me, like, she chuckled and said, thank you, was like, I really hope you guys like season 3. And man, do I even need to talk about season 3 with how fucking great that was? The summer season? Come on.
Man.
But she's definitely up there. Robin, absolutely.
Yes.
The dynamic that
Wait,
she
Robin
brought-
is one of yours too?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I love the charisma that she brings, and I love her dynamic with Steve. Of course, I didn't expect them to hit us with her being like the first, I guess you can say, openly LGBTQ character on the show,
Right.
which is fine.
I loved it.
I didn't mind that at all, and in fact, it made Steve have like a sister kind of
Right.
relationship with her. Like they're so tight now after all the ish that they went through in season 3.
Right. Instead of having like these triangles, like they gave Steve like somebody to go to when shit is going down.
Right, and
you
someone
know?
who can obviously give him a lot of advice on girls, and then he can actually vice versa give her advice.
Right.
And I really like that dynamic that they have with both of them. So she's definitely one of my favorite gals in the show, and of course 11, bro. Like
L, yes.
Elle's one of the best. She is one of the faces of the franchise. She is Elle.
She's L.
To me, I would not watch the show if it didn't have her involved to some capacity. Even when she takes a back seat for some story lines that are going on, I don't mind it because I know we're always going to go back to her.
Uh-huh.
But everything that leads up to her meeting up with the main gang is always a rush to see.
Always. That reunion at the end of season 4 was great.
Absolutely. A
yeah.
tearjerker. It was amazing to see them all together. And the fact that now, like, we're getting into the end game of the show, like with that beautiful ending frame of seeing Hawkins just going into an abyss of the Upside Down.
Right,
I'm just super excited.
That's scary, man. And I can't wait till the next season. I have my theories, but
Yeah, we're going to throw out some theories toward the end of this
Yeah.
episode for sure. But now that we've kind of capped off some of our favorite characters, I really wanted to go into the topic of like some of our favorite moments
oh, okay.
that may have stuck out for us. And you can go any season since there's
Yeah.
4 to choose from. If you have multiple,
You want me
perfectly
to
okay.
do like one out of each?
I would say, yeah, do that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to
So-
have you start off. So we'll go very back to season 1.
Uh-huh.
Any particular moments in season 1 that stuck out to you that you really, really enjoyed?
I like the part where basically Will before he got abducted. So basically, when he started seeing lights flutter around his house, and you saw him finally end up in the shed.
Right.
So
yes.
that was very scary to me. It gave me some horror elements that just it was
Seeing
nostalgia.
the Demogorgon figure down the street, just the shadow of it with the lopsided head. That was some effective shit.
Yeah, I just loved it. I loved that he tried to get a gun, but he couldn't get any bullets in there. It's that was horrifying, and I loved it. I would never forget that.
No, absolutely not. It was an excellent opener to the series, with them playing the D&D in the basement.
Yeah.
Them taking their bikes home, and then Will obviously being the first captured person of the Demogorgon in the Upside Down. The first exposure to it.
Yeah.
Like it was very crazy how that, started because not knowing that they were gonna do like the sci-fi element the way they did going into the show the first time makes it all that more great.
Yeah, they did a good job to pull you in, man.
Absolutely. To
So-
rope the audience in, that was a hell of a way to open the show. I
Yeah,
agree.
man. For season 3, I'm gonna actually start with season 3 because season 3
Skip
was.
season 2.
I skipped season 2, but season 3 there were some moments where were very memorable
Okay,
to me.
so talk to me. Season 3.
So season 3, man. As soon as Billy was possessed,
Right.
as soon as that happened, and I started seeing him go through like phases when he was like a lifeguard, that
Mm-hmm.
was kind of shaken up. I was that the scene where he actually went up to what was it, Mike's mom, and he had that discussion with her.
Karen. Yeah.
Karen, yeah, that to me, I was curious what would go down. Like, if you two were alone, what would go down right now?
I like how they kind of switched it. Like they gave us a scenario of him attacking her to make us think that he really fucking did it, and then
Right.
switch back to him being hesitant. That shows that there was some humanity still in there, where he
Yeah.
was really trying to, fight the mind flare.
but it wasn't long till like
Yeah.
the actual flare would actually take over eventually.
Exactly. So Flayed Billy was a force to be reckoned with. Absolutely, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other moments with him, or any other moments in general in that season that you really, really, really?
I
liked?
think, of course, obviously the Star Court battle. That was great. The fact that they chased around the mall and then they were just going around trying
all
to
the
distract it.
fireworks too.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Everybody participating.
Mm-hmm.
People like Robin and Erica being exposed to the Upside Down and the creatures for the first time.
Yes.
I really always enjoy the aspect of seeing newer characters who are pulled into the situations with the gang,
Mm-hmm.
being exposed to it and being like, like what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is this? This actually exists? What? Like I like that. It's like a fish out of water scenario for them, but it's just like I feel like that's a genuine reaction.
I agree, man. And I will never forget season 3. Actually gave me a better impression than season 2. I remember I like season 3 better than 2.
And that's fair. So do
Yeah.
I. But I don't hate season 2 as most people do.
Oh no,
A lot of people hate season 2. I don't get the hate, but that's fine. To each his own.
that's okay. Season 2, man. I have to talk about that bond with Dustin and Dart. That's one of my favorite moments in season 2.
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
The Dustin Dart stuff was really cool.
Yeah.
I really liked how he ended up becoming, the Demodog. We started learning more about the evolution of a Demogorgon.
Right.
It's really cool to see that. And the way he tried to be so protective of it, at the end, he knew he couldn't really
He couldn't do much.
do much to save him or anything like that.
R.I.P.
But, like,
R.I.P. Super Bob.
oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That was another moment, but
my heartstring. Fuck.
yeah,
I love Bob.
Bob, man. And last but not least, man, for season 4, people think it's gonna be a little obvious because I am an Eddie fan, and they think that solo of Masters of the Puppets would be like my favorite scene, but no,
That's mine.
I'm gonna go with the time they actually spoke to Victor Creel in the cell.
Oh my
with
god!
Robin.
Yes, in the asylum.
Yes, when we see Robert Englund.
Robert Englund.
Yes. To me, that was memorable as fuck.
Absolutely, dude. The one goal that the Duffer Brothers have, for those who didn't know, they're huge super fans of like 80s horror movies, of course, and they love Freddy Krueger. So they've always wanted to bring him in, and the fact that they were able to bring him in, even if it was for just that one scene in that one episode, legendary.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
What about you? Like, where do you want to start off, and what was yours? Because I know you got some different ones, probably.
There's so many good moments each season throws at me, but season 1, there's a few that stick out. One moment in particular that I really like, besides like how the show started, is the first time the boys found 11. The way they were trying to kind of figure out where she came from, who is she, what's her name, the way they discovered her powers for the first time, how they're going to go about hiding her, giving her a disguise. It reminded me a lot of like E.T.
Oh my god!
Like when they first got, Elliot first found him, and they had to kind of like,
when they're trying to like put clothes on him, basically,
and like put the little wig and stuff to kind of hide him from people because they didn't really know how people would react to it. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. You can definitely tell it was inspired by that.
Right.
A couple other things that I really liked is I loved seeing the moment that Jonathan beat the shit out of Steve Harrington.
Oh wow.
Got so hyped for that. Like, I jumped out of my damn bed when I was watching it, and I was yelling because I was so happy. Steve Harrington was such an asshole at the beginning of season 1. So when Jonathan finally beat the shit out of him, I was so happy. So that was one moment that really enjoyed.
At one point, I didn't think we were gonna have Steve after season 1 because I was just like, I wish he dies. I hope he dies.
Same. Like, a lot of us were like, fuck this guy, And another moment right off the bat is Steve's first part of his redemption is when he helped Jonathan and Nancy, essentially try to take out the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Seeing Steve swing that damn bat for the first time, I was like, okay, he's doing something. Okay. I see what you guys are doing, and I'm about it.
I'm for it.
That was another moment that I really liked. I liked seeing a lot of I know I have a lot of moments, but I'm just kind of zipping through them. I liked seeing a lot of the 11's backstory moments in Hawkins' lab during the Project MK Ultra, like with her and Brenner, or Papa. Like that stuff. I really enjoyed seeing that, and especially that one scene toward, like, I think it was in the finale episode of season 1, where they were like cornered by like the Hawkins NPCs, I'm gonna call them.
Oh,
and then
okay.
like 11 just fucking popped everyone's brain. You just see the blood slowly coming out of there, and then you heard it explode. Beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
11 always backstories are pretty brutal because
So great.
The abuse that went up in that lab, like, it explains a lot in the development of her.
Absolutely.
So,
and of course, the moment where the bully, I forgot the fucking bully's name actually, but
oh man, I forgot the guy's name. The fat kid, right?
He was a part of the group, and they were trying to make Mike jump off like that cliff into that little lake.
Right.
Once 11 pulled up and just broke his fucking arm.
Oh, that was funny.
And they had their little reunion. I absolutely, they were so adorable in season 1. I love them so much. So
I'm glad they got that COVID season in, man. I forgot which one that was. I think it was 3, right?
No, that was season 4.
That was season 4.
It took 3 years for it to come up because of COVID.
I'm so glad they got them just right on time because kids grow, man. Like,
oh yeah, and the cast is growing. They are all growing. They're getting big. I guess that's it for season 1. Maybe another moment. I guess Eleven's confrontation with the Demogorgon in the classroom.
Oh,
Really fucking great.
Oh yeah,
Really great. Where you're just like, where did 11 go? What the hell happened? I know she's not dead. Like,
yeah.
yeah, the Demogorgon. I have him tatted on my arm. This is how you know. This is how you
diehard
know.
fan right here,
This
man.
shit, I am dedicated to this shit. I'm gonna jump into season 2, of course.
Okay.
One aspect of season 2 I liked off the bat takes place in October. Halloween. Love Halloween.
Is it what I think it is? Is it the Ghostbusters?
I love all the Ghostbuster scenes.
Okay.
Where they're going trick-or-treating, where they went with Maxine and she's dressed as Michael Myers.
I love that.
All of that's some good stuff. And, you know, Will starts like going in and out of the Upside Down and he starts seeing the Mind Flayer kind of stalk him.
Yeah.
Those were really, really like heart-pulsing moments that I really enjoyed. The first time they met Maxine, as I mentioned earlier, great stuff. When they went to the arcade and they were all playing and, you know, again, Will starts seeing the Mind Flayer and you're like, what the fuck is this thing? Because this is before we even knew what it was.
Right.
All of that stuff was really cool. I didn't care for Billy much in season 2. Season 2 was kind of like his asshole story until we got to season 3, which I'm going to get to because I kind of like what they did with him later.
I was curious because the dynamic with Maxine, I was curious like what made it end up like that.
Right.
So,
And when we kind of learn what it was that, you know, causes him so much to lash out, it's really effective shit for him to be abused. And, you know, he uses that kind of as his buffer.
right.
But a couple other moments is I love the episode where 11 went to Chicago and 11 found number 8, Khalid.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people hate that episode.
Right.
I can't understand why. That episode does a lot for 11's story arc as a whole. She learns a lot more about herself, a lot more about the people who did a lot of bad to her in the lab,
And her mom.
and all the stuff with her mom, with
Yeah.
Terry. Like it's just heavy shit. And with her being able to teach 11 how to kind of go and maximize some of her potential with her abilities.
Oh, yeah.
The train scene? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding
Bro.
me? The little hairdo they gave her, the outfit change, the mask, bitchin'. We got our bitchin' line for the first time. Like, I loved it. And Kali as a whole is a great fucking character. And I really hope they bring her back.
I really do for
I
the last
really
season.
like her powers. Like, I
really
really
do.
like the mind manipulation abilities. I have a little 8 tattoo on my arm as well.
Yes.
Like, I really, really like that. Because my thing is, I've always wanted to see some of the other Nembers and experimented kids pull up at some point in the show. Which, of course, we're going to get to season 4 in a minute. But,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
like, to see another one come in so soon. Like, Kali opened season 2.
She did.
We got roped in with the reveal of another Nember. That's how season 2 started.
That was shocking to me, and I'm glad they did it because at the time we didn't know much about 11. We just knew that okay, she got experimented on, but what about everybody else? I'm pretty sure she wasn't the only experiment, and so they finally introduced a number that, and she was on equal playing field with L, and maybe 8 was even stronger because she had the ability of her full powers. You know?
She maximized her potential for her mental manipulation abilities.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it's just really cool how she has such a dynamic difference in powers with 11, but however she can teach her and give her more of that big sister and supporting role in a way.
Right.
And I really enjoyed that episode because of that. I was sad that fan reaction was so negative. I feel like that's maybe a reason why they haven't been able to write a proper storyline to bring Kali back. I really hope in the final season they find a way to bring her back. I feel like she can help,
Yeah.
you know, with One and Henry, but
With whatever the big bad is, because yeah, you're right. Vecna is still alive.
he's still alive, so we got to see what happens with that. Another character I really haven't mentioned is Mama Joyce.
Wow.
Absolutely love Mama Joyce.
Yes.
Any material that Mama Joyce is given in every single season has me sent. She is fantastic.
Mama Joyce just reminds me of my own mom. Just very overprotective, very
overprotective,
anxious.
Absolutely.
Oh my
Does
God.
not take shit from anyone. Will tell you to your face how it is.
Yes.
She don't give a shit. And that's
No.
what I love about Joyce. I love the fact that they were able to introduce Murray in season 2 very early.
Murray.
Yeah, for him
Yes.
to expose them and kind of get that whole dynamic with Jonathan and Nancy. Will they
Is
not?
Is it me or I kind of still want to try Maurice casserole?
A lot of people do, man.
Hey, Netflix. What you gonna do about that?
Yeah, like
Yo.
come on, y'all. Like, let's go. But a lot of those moments really stuck out to me. Will getting possessed, them having to get the mind flare out of him, Seeing the winter ball.
Yes. Oh my God, the winter ball, the outfits, Dustin being nervous to get a date.
Steve giving him
Advice.
all the pairings of Steve and Dustin Henderson,
Yes.
which I will talk about that in another topic that we're going to get to.
Yeah.
But all of that stuff, season 2 was great. I didn't really care what anyone says. I thought it was great. Now we got to move to the bon voyage of season 3. Excellent fucking season. Made us
Great
wait
season.
a while for it, but when we got it, we got it.
It was such a surprise because they just put the game up even more. Like, for some reason,
Absolutely.
they always do better than the prior season. And
They upped the ante.
yeah.
As I was saying
Always.
earlier, they just find a way to up the ante. The
Always.
setting of season 3 with the summertime setting, school being out, fucking fantastic.
Yes.
The fact that you're starting to see the kids mature. You're seeing Eleven and Mike kissing like crazy, becoming an item. You're
Yes.
seeing Lucas and Maxine. You know, at the end of season 2, they gave us the first teaser of them being together with their kiss at the ball. And the fact that now their relationship is, up there. It's crazy to see that. The opening of the season, when the kids are at Starcourt Mall and, aside from the Russians and Alexei and Grigory and all of them trying to open a hole to the upside down, whatever.
Right.
Seeing the kids go to the mall, seeing the kids watch Day of the Dead. Fantastic fucking 80s horror movie,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes.
Chef's Kiss, great movie to reference in there. They even actually used one of the tracks from that movie in the score of season 2. I mean, correction,
Ah.
season 3.
In season 3. Okay.
Yeah, they literally used that song because that movie has some of the best music, some of the best composed music you can think of for a horror film.
Right.
So that was fantastic. There's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot. 11 going on her shopping spree with Maxine was great.
Yes.
The I dump your ass scene was great.
I dump your ass.
Seeing
Mike.
Billy.
Them going through the breakup was just great for me too. It's just like, yes, it's not perfect, guys.
I agree. Like it's literally a solidified way to show in media how relationships at that age particularly usually go.
Yeah, man.
Seeing the boys lie, seeing the boys have their moments where the girls are spying on them with Eleven's powers and they're literally farting and shit. It's just great. Seeing Billy progress as a villain was absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
I'm actually super happy that they gave him a storyline like that because I didn't want him to be one of those dick characters that they kind of just have as a wasted
And
character
just
who
kinda
can
kill
have
off.
potential. Exactly.
Yeah.
So the fact that they took him, made him a villain, and then toward the end, he sacrificed himself to save 11
Yes.
was absolutely amazing. When 11 went into his mind to see his memories, bro, that was some crazy shit.
Yes.
You know?
That
So-
whole memory, the whole world that they were sucked into when they were at the skate park and
the California beach.
Yes.
All of that stuff. Like, it's great to see that because you're seeing more elements of Billy and Maxine's backstory and where they come from and stuff like that. So that was great. And then, of course, Scoops Ahoy, bro. Ahoy.
Scoops Ahoy.
Anything with the Scoops troop was great. Steve, Robin's introduction, Steve and
Yes.
Dustin coming back together.
Robin knowing German, or was it Russian?
She knew, I believe
Russian.
it was a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Italian, English.
And Spanish.
Yes.
I think Spanish,
exactly. All of that, all of their moments together. The Scoops troop was probably one of my favorite storylines
Yes.
in that season.
Them infiltrating the Russian base.
Yes, underneath Starcourt. Like,
yes.
everything with them, gold. Seeing Murray, Joyce, and Hopper team up. Let's go, bro. Let's go. The dynamic
That-
there was
How
amazing.
can we forget Alexi as
Yes.
well? Alexi.
Loved Alexi. Give that man a Slurpee.
Give him the cherry Slurpee, guys.
Cherry. No strawberry.
No
cherry.
strawberry. Nope.
All of that. Like, honestly, it's hard to pick a moment in season 3.
there's a
Considering
lot.
that was like my favorite season. And now I'm teetering because I love season 4 so much. So I don't know which one to even call my favorite
Same,
now.
man.
Because season 4, we're getting right into that. Season 4.
Season 4.
4.
I can't say enough, and I will keep talking about season 4 because that was the climax for me. To me.
Absolutely phenomenal shit.
Mm-hmm.
The wait was worth it.
Yes.
The kids in high school, fucking great. Seeing 11 getting bullied. A bullying storyline.
Right.
Where she couldn't even use her powers because of what happened to her at the end of season 3.
Right.
Which reminds me, another thing I want to mention in season 3 is when Jonathan, Will, and Joyce decided to take 11 because, of course, they thought Hopper died fighting Grigori.
Right.
Taking them to California and giving us the California storyline, amazing.
The
Amazing.
California, yes.
Amazing. And everything, seeing her and Will in school, the ongoing mystery of Will being another LGBTQ character, kind of figured as much over time, but I'm not really bothered by it. As
you mean
most
the Will
people are.
reveal? Like,
with him being gay and him kind of being in love with Mike.
I just gotta mention something. Argyle
Argyle.
being like a that dynamic duo with Jonathan. To me, that was a highlight.
Their moments were so fucking funny.
Yo.
Genuine stoner moments, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't get behind when they're in the car and they started to doing all of that when they got home and they were stoned and Mary was like, I know what's wrong with them, and Joyce is like, what's wrong with you?
What was the girl's name? Because they eventually broke into what was it, Susie Pooh's house.
Yes.
And one of the sitters had a name, and then I think Argyle was like
the sister was Eden.
And he's like, oh, like the garden.
Like the garden. Argyle's fucking hilarious. And what I love about Argyle too is he's not one of those characters that's just a stupid stoner. He essentially gave Jonathan really good advice.
Oh yeah.
Told him to stop lying to Nancy constantly.
He's like, you need to stop this shenanigan because this shit's about to blow.
Yeah,
basically.
like it's gonna blow up in your face.
Yeah.
He literally figured out where 11 was.
Yes.
By the tire prints because nobody else could do it. And he literally figured out where 11 can piggyback to help Maxine out with the moments, which we're going to get into her in a minute.
And he distracted the pizza workers so they could get all the necessities so 11 could travel.
That's what I'm saying. The piggyback.
Yeah, the piggyback. Yeah.
Which was amazing. Argyle, man. Argyle, man. Like, he did it.
Dynamic duo.
Oh, man. There's a lot.
There's a lot. Go what were you going to say? Like,
let's see.
I was going to say Robin and Steve at the video store.
Yes. That was some great stuff. Seeing them just kind of talk. Seeing them put the movies away. If you remember, for like a split second, there was one like customer who walked in and then walked out. That was actually Robin's actual brother in real life.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, Robin in real life, I forgot her name, but
it's Maya Hawke. She's Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Ethan Hawke's daughter.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't know, so we got Kill Bill's Spawn right here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Exactly. Anything from the Hellfire Club. The Hellfire Club moments were great. Seeing Lucas kind of essentially becoming more of getting into that crowd of becoming popular or wanting to be more known was a very interesting dynamic to see between him, Dustin, and Mike, because Dustin and Mike love doing their D&D thing. They're just into it.
He was teetering life because he was like, man, this work-life balance is kind of like us. It's like, all right, do I want to be popular or do I give up my friends or do I go to D&D night?
Like, he was very conflicted. And I kind of like that they did that with him because I was like, they have to really wind up doing more with Lucas. And Lucas really came into his own as that season progressed.
Oh, yeah.
Really, he really did. Having to deal with the stupid fucking jocks and Jason. Oh,
and Jason.
God. Anyways, what else we got?
We saw that relationship with his sister improve too because she was constantly there and she even made friends with her own brother's friends.
Exactly.
So
like the fact that they could use Erica to replace him in Hellfire was amazing. The fact that she was able to surprise them with her knowledge in D&D was fucking
because they
fantastic.
gave him that D&D book at the end of season 2,
exactly.
I believe, right?
Yep, exactly. They passed it on to her and she literally, she's got that nerdy side.
I love it.
And then seeing even the dynamic when Lucas had her and they were kind of making weapons for the finale of season 4, and she was like, "Yeah, you're my brother." Like it's a heartfelt moment,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because it's that's his sister, that's her brother, so they still have that close relationship,
right?
And then season 4 just had too many moments that I can even name. I loved all of season 4,
the whole thing.
The whole thing. So I can't even really particularly anything really, like, I'm a big villains person as well. So a lot of the Vecna material I really enjoyed. Henry's backstory.
We see a reasoning behind like his actions. I like that. I like they explain to it.
I like how they really explained his dynamic with 11 when they first met. How he made 11 or like essentially convinced her to take out the Salteria device in his neck. So that he could start using his powers. And Henry's powers, are super exceeding than 11's. Henry
Yes.
has been practicing a lot longer than her.
Oh yeah, by
So
far.
this man has a lot of tricks that he can do.
Yes.
The way he was killing those teenagers is another moment I want to really point out. This season really did not shy back on the horror element at all.
No, and I'm glad they didn't. When Maxine was getting levitated, basically, and it's just an iconic scene now.
Yes.
So-
dude, running up that hill.
Running up that, yeah.
Great song.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
that whole moment when he tried to take Max and she was able to escape his mind layer. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
I think it was good. They used the environment very well in season 4.
Absolutely.
When from like the cuckoo clock to like the sound.
Yep, the little
to-
ding, the clock
yeah.
ting. Which crazy thing is, if you go back, you can hear the clock sound in earlier seasons of the show.
You could. It's just you can't make it out
You
until
can't make it out as well, but after seeing season 4 and kind of going back, you could hear it.
You could.
There's, you know, them setting up the fact that Vecna has always been after 11
Always.
since
Always.
the very beginning.
He's been like that watchful eye. It's been crazy.
We literally, one moment that I really liked is when 11 sent him into the Upside Down for the first time, when she essentially won their battle and they had that first confrontation when he killed all the other members except 8.
Right.
And we see him getting transformed into Vecna. Awesome fucking reveal.
Yeah.
I always had a theory that Vecna had to have been an experimented child. I just didn't know how close I was, because my first theory was Robert Englund played Vecna, because I could see him doing a type of role like that. But then when they twisted it to be like, oh, actually, it's an experimented kid that's Vecna. Absolutely love that. I love it. I love it so much.
They hit us with the feint, and they did it on purpose, and I loved how it turned out. Henry was
Absolutely.
when they revealed that it was Henry Creel. Wow.
Yeah.
You know.
Like one. That's one.
I had a suspicion, man, because he was working very closely with the doctor.
Yep.
So it just had, I was just thinking, man, he's just probably the older version. Like, what was he when he was younger? Did he go through anything that 11 went through? And we were right.
As far as we know, he didn't really have. We didn't get to see too much of like experiments done on him. We just kind of saw him as a troubled kid from the beginning, killing animals, killing his own mother, making his dad take the fall for it, killing his own sister. He was just a very conflicted kid,
Yeah, he was.
honestly. So for him to grow with those feelings and having to conquer humanity and wanting that revenge on L for putting him in the Upside Down and turning him into what he turned out to be, I completely understand the reason why he would want to literally go after her again. The fact that we saw this man literally create the mind flare, fucking fantastic. And when the camera panned to show us the Demogorgon that he sent after Will end season 1.
Yes.
These are the things that I'm talking about. This is
Yes.
excellent writing.
Lots
right here.
of questions answered this season.
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
what I liked. So much was answered. We got to find out where Brenner has been,
Yes.
the reveal of Brenner coming back, the fact that Brenner's experiment was able to freaking get 11 to get her powers back.
Yes.
Amazing.
And the fact that
Amazing.
Hopper went through all of that and they got to see him finally.
Everything in the Russian prison was amazing.
It was great.
I kid you not. It was some great moments for Hopper. Hopper was in one of the darkest places we have ever seen him.
Yes.
Hands down.
Like we've only heard about him being up in New York, but this was actually another level.
Which is Darkness on the Edge of Town, if no one's ever read that novel.
Yes.
Highly recommend.
Very good.
All the Stranger Things novels expand storylines of a lot of the characters that the show I don't think will ever go into. There's novels for Hop. There's a novel that talks about Eleven's parents and
Yep.
their first exposures to Project MK Ultra. There is a novel that talks about Robin's backstory.
Yes.
There is a novel that talks about Maxine with Billy.
Isn't there one for 8 as well, right?
8 has some comic books that cover her storyline. There's a comic book that covers 6's storyline.
Oh, there you go.
I would highly recommend, if you really like Stranger Things, pick these things up, man, because you get a lot of story details that make a lot of sense and make a lot of things on the show make sense.
Yep. It's kind of like look at it as side stories,
Yes.
side quests.
Side stories and expansions upon backstories.
Yes.
In a way. But they're great reads and they're not too long.
No, not
Very
at all.
short reads.
If you could read a normal 200-page book, you'd be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
so.
Perfectly okay. But honestly, yeah, like for favorite moments, season 4, the whole season, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed. Like everything stuck out to me. It was a breath of fresh air to have Stranger Things back. The fact that they made you wait a month after the way it ended was great.
Oh dear. And I love that they split that in two parts. I love that the episodes were like long episodes. They felt like
and
movies.
every episode was over a damn hour.
I
the
love
last
that.
hour. The last episode was 2.5 hours.
You see? Like
Bro, I loved it. I love them being that long
Mm-hmm.
because of all the detail. I would hope that season 5 was gonna have the length episodes again, but they said that they're not gonna do them that long.
Do you want to discuss like what might be some predictions for the future, or is there something else that you want to touch in before?
Before we get to that, is there any particular score that you like more?
for
'cause-
like the music and
Yeah,
stuff.
because Michael Stein and Kyle Dixon, shout out to y'all both. Y'all just know how to work a keyboard, bro.
Well, they did it for me for season 3 when they were in Starcourt and they're going through the mall, the 80s hits and all that stuff. That was good for me, but the best one I think will always be number 1, man.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Season 1 had such amazing music. Season 2 also had some really good themes. I think season 1, one of my top favorite songs is Kids.
Yes.
When Eleven's kind of walking around the living room and discovering the TV and the couch and stuff. Or
Yeah.
when sometimes they just kind of show the kids talking and they play it in the background, a little boom, boom,
Yes.
boom, boom,
Boom,
boom. It's so good.
I love that.
So good. And then, of course, season 2, I really like Soldiers. Soldiers is the theme that played when Steve, Max, Lucas, and Dustin were barricading the buses to get ready to face off against the Demodogs.
Oh, that one. Okay.
That theme song is really good as well.
I like the theme that the Demogorgon has.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
that
the boom,
is
boom,
that oh
boom,
boom
boom, boom,
that
boom,
same
boom.
one? Oh,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
And the fact that they keep reusing it,
I love that.
amazing. Amazing.
I think even like Creel's theme is
Yeah,
really good.
dude, the theme where I don't know the name of it. I probably have to listen to the soundtrack a little more because I haven't heard season 4's too much. But and I haven't done my rewatch yet, so I definitely have to get on that soon.
Yeah.
The scene where he's talking to 11, where she's trying to play that little game where she's moving like the little, I don't know if the little wood piece,
Oh yeah.
and then there's like a little dong dong ding dong, like a weird
Ah.
creepy beat in the background as he's talking to her, and the way you see his eyes. Shout out to Jamie Campbell Bower, you killed that role, bro.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
Nobody better than him.
Dude, that was one of the got to be the best villain they've introduced.
Yeah, bro.
Like
by
Henry
far.
is scary as
and,
shit.
and we haven't even seen the biggest bad, which is scary to me, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do a great job. But yeah, that was Vecna.
Like, here's my thing with like a good prediction for season 5. Vecna clearly is Endgame. I've always had the theory in the back of my head that they could be a bigger threat,
Yeah.
like someone really pulling the strings, or even something in the Upside Down allowing him to do what he's doing. If they do that, I still wouldn't be mad, but I'm okay with them if Henry winds up being Endgame. If Vecna winds up being the Endgame for Stranger Things, which clearly it looks like he's going to be, totally okay with it. They've built his character up enough and revealed enough material between him and 11 for him to end the show as the biggest villain.
You think
Not
so?
to mention, I think so.
Yeah.
Not to mention when he fought 11, when 11 was really trying to protect Max, 11 essentially stopped him to an extent, but didn't really win.
Right.
He was still able to
They need like
kill Maxine for a moment.
they need like another round, because right now, if you look at it, look at it in terms of rounds, L won a round and so did Vecna, so they're 1-1 right now.
Yeah, they're 1-1, and you know he got what he wanted. He got his last victim by killing Max for that split moment. Poor thing. I really hope she wakes up.
Oh my god.
Because that really tore me to shreds, you know. And then like all those portals opening up and Upside Down. The fact that all of Hawkins now is going to have to be involved with this threat
Yes.
is what has me really excited for the next season.
Yes, because now it's the whole town.
The whole town.
Maybe a whole part of the state, but now the whole city is their war zone.
It's like
basically.
if I'm hoping with kind of like how they had that shot at the end where you just see all the smoke and all the storm clouds and stuff
Yeah.
right on top of Hawkins. I'm hoping that it starts off as more of a post-apocalyptic scenario where the town is just fucked up from the beginning.
I hope so.
And we're seeing them basically try to survive.
I hope they open that portal up, and then would be exciting is to see like the creatures coming from the upside down into there.
Exactly. That's the next thing I was gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
seeing the creatures run amok, because I mean the portals are open. They can literally be Demogorgons everywhere if they
Right.
want.
Do you imagine having to like block yourself inside of a house and there's a wild Demogorgons in the outside?
You know, or even the Demobats flying
Exactly.
around. You know, get you a swarm of those things and you're pretty much fucked.
Wow. My prediction, man, also, like, I don't think that's the biggest bad in my opinion. I don't think Vecna is.
Which, okay. That's fair.
But there is a reason why the painting for Will of the Red Dragon with Mike leading them, they have to develop on that.
I really don't want a dragon.
You don't?
I don't.
No? That's okay.
Like, I personally, I see the theory, and it makes sense.
Maybe
for them to do
it
that.
isn't a red dragon. Maybe it's something. I guess it's symbolism. Maybe it's like a symbolism for a bigger bad. Maybe,
It could be.
you know,
Or they could just kind of introduce some type of mount for
right?
Vecna to ride.
Or like a
again-
Hydra. Like maybe Vecna's riding the Hydra or something.
And yeah, no, like a mount, anything that he could ride or any type of monster that he could use to his advantage.
Right.
I could see it. Do I necessarily want it? Me personally, no,
Nah.
but I'll take what they put out.
Me too.
Regardless, I've been strapped in from season 1, so I'm good.
I'll ask you this, but something I've been really thinking about is what do you think the end result would be for like that love triangle between Nancy and John and Steven?
So, to be fair, I know that Nancy was with Steve first.
Right.
Lost her V card to him. Big deal for her. Whatever.
Right.
I never really cared for them as a couple. I always had a preference more for Jancy. That was always my ship.
Yes.
Than more than the Stancy ship.
Mm-hmm.
I really want Steve to get a female,
Right.
like a female companion for himself. I really hope, like, because you know how we were under the impression that Robin was the possibility that was going to be his girl, but didn't wind up
didn't turn
happening. And they're still good friends. I just want to see Steve get with a girl because it seems like he's dating again.
Right.
We just haven't seen him kind of find a one, and I hope to see him find a one by the end of the show.
I have a speculation. It's either going to be John or Steven, obviously, that's going to end up with Nancy.
Of course.
But I'm leaning more towards Jonathan, and what they might do with the new season is bring, like, maybe another character in, and that's Steven's go-to.
Well, they did say that there's not really going to be any more new characters coming in.
Wow.
Yeah, they did announce
Shocking.
that. So whatever we have right now,
That's what
this
they're
is
gonna
who
end
we're
up with.
sticking with. Yep. No more
Wow.
new character introductions.
So maybe it's somebody we know already. It just hasn't happened yet.
Could be.
You know?
I wouldn't even mind if they do where they leave it ambiguous for Steve. If like we see him start getting really close with a girl, but we don't even really know who she is, and they kind of end his arc like that.
That would be dope.
I would be okay with that because that's leaving it a little ambiguous.
Right.
But we're seeing that he kind of may have found someone.
Right.
With Jonathan and Nancy, I want to see them stay together.
Mm-hmm.
With Jonathan still lying to her, I don't know how well that's going to go down.
They're definitely. I hope that they wrap that up early in the season, so that second half would be them like trying to win trust again.
Because I'm happy to have seen them reunite with each other.
Mm-hmm.
I am still upset, and I get it for story purposes how they have to write it.
yeah,
But I really want him to be honest with her. Like you're lying to her about where you got accepted to college. She's gonna find that paper,
she is.
and I feel like if they go the route where he's honest with her, cool. If they go the route where she finds the paper,
That's.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be some spicy shit. So I don't know. Maybe they won't end up together. Maybe Nancy will end up single and then just going off to college.
Probably, and maybe like fulfilling her dream of being like a reporter or something.
Exactly.
You know, who knows?
To be a head editor, have her own little newspaper thing, company.
I'm curious about like how that dynamic would work now with Hopper and Joyce, because now.
I didn't even mention that earlier.
Yeah, because
Dude.
they ended up great at the end of season 4, so
Love it.
love it.
I love when they finally
Finally.
basically got together.
Oh yeah.
I have been rooting
I mean, who wouldn't?
for Jopper since season 1.
Yes.
So please, everybody loved it. I heard no complaints about that. So I really, 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 really want them to develop that. I want Hop and Joyce to end up together. I know there's a possibility we might get a couple deaths in the last season. I'm not opposed to it because I know it might happen.
You know what? How it's looking right now, this is gonna sound so fucked up, but what if they call? Why did they kill off like the single characters? I'm not saying they will, but oh
If they
damn!
do.
Speaking of Will,
Uh,
because the whole incident with Mike now Mike like Will is just crying, man, and like
I felt so bad for him, dude, but I was also happy that he's not trying to tear that relationship apart. at
No,
all.
he's a good friend.
Fully a good friend, and he's on
Yeah.
board with them being together.
now. We don't know how that's gonna end, but like
We don't, but
I wouldn't be necessarily mad if Will died.
I wouldn't be either. And the Duffers have already said that he's playing a huge role in season 5.
You see,
So
because
he's very essential in this last season.
He has the
So
scaly
if he
skin.
does go out,
Mhm.
it's gonna suck. It's gonna be sad because I do really like Will. He's been a very essential part of the gang for a while, and he's went through the most shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, you know what? I'll say 11 probably went through more than him, obviously. But as far as like a general kid who just trying to live his life, he's went through a lot.
Right.
So if they kill him off, it'll be sad. I feel like I will shed some tears because Will is one of the main pieces of the show since the
Yeah.
beginning. It was always him and Elle as the two biggest things on the show.
Right.
So again,
So you
the
think they
Duffers
might-
are not afraid to kill off people.
So you think they might kill either Mike or Elle?
I'm not sure. I personally, I don't see Elle dying.
I don't see
see
Elle
her dying at all. Mike,
Maybe.
maybe, but
I see Will more dying.
yeah, that's how I feel as well. I feel like
Yeah.
Will might, since he's going to be such an essential piece in the final season, I feel like if he makes one of the greatest sacrifices for his character, it'll be some great development. It's going to be
Right.
sad, but again, it'll be great development. There's certain characters that I think if they kill off at this point in the show, with it ending, it is going to be sad as shit. You know, with losing Bob and Barb and, you know, Eddie, like, those were some really big things. You know, Max is on teetering on a 50-50 fucking
Oh
life
my
machine right
God.
now. So
Yeah.
anything can happen.
It might be so like a little surprise for next season too, but I think Max has a big role in there too.
I
because-
feel like she did. What I really liked is when the Duffers said that she was going to have a very big role in season 4, they fucking delivered on it.
Oh yeah.
Max was huge in this last season, and I
Yes.
absolutely loved all her
Who knew that
storylines.
she liked what is it, Cyndi Lauper, right? No. Who was the singer for the song that she
Kate Bush?
Kate Bush.
Yep. Funny story about how they actually got her to allow them to use that song. The Duffers were fans of her, of course, and
Right.
they actually had her come into the studio to watch the scene that they filmed with Max escaping the mine layer
Wow. I did not know that.
with her song playing, and she absolutely 100% approved it immediately.
She's like, yes.
yeah. And
Whoa.
from there, Kate Bush has got how much airplay on the radio now?
Oh, because of the show? Because now she was already known worldwide.
Absolutely.
Now she got like a second wind because it was the 80s where she first released this.
They're literally playing it on the radio today.
yes.
It's playing.
Back again.
I've heard it
Yeah.
on the radio again. Like, and I'm happy. I think that's great for her, and the fact that she's a staple in Stranger Things now because of it.
yes.
So it's amazing that was Max's escape song. I really like that.
And so is now Metallica because
Absolutely for Eddie, Master of
Yeah.
Puppets. Fun fact also, Metallica actually played some concerts with all the scenes with Eddie Munson playing in the background.
of that. I love that. I didn't know that.
Yep, there's actually another video of them playing it together with them all wearing Hellfire shirts. And there's a video footage of Joseph Quinn, who plays Eddie, got to meet them for the first time. And
yeah.
him himself has learned the song in real life as well.
Oh yes, he knows how to shred that in real life.
So
which is dope.
that is amazing. that eat that shit up. Like, that's
Yes.
fucking great. Like, dude, Metallica is one of the greatest bands in the world. The
Right.
fact that they love the show, are huge fans. The fact that they loved his sequence and how he played it. And the fact that he got to fucking meet them.
Yes.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. But I
Man.
feel like those are the strongest things I can really think of for season 5. Another thing I was trying to also tell a couple people is I think it would be really cool to see Nancy teaming up with her mom.
Nancy
With
with her
Karen.
mom. You know what?
Because Nancy's the best shooter
Right?
amongst the kids. She's the best shot.
For some reason.
She's the best shot. So to see her teach her mom how to shoot a gun and see them
That-
fighting a threat together, I want it.
Yes.
Give
I'm
me,
all for
let
that.
me eat.
Do you imagine like also like in other families, like for example, Lucas's family, we get to see finally who raised Erica and Lucas.
Yeah, they got more involved with the parents this season, which was
Yeah.
very surprising to see them come in now.
Right.
Because they've always been focused here and there on showing Karen and Ted Wheeler more or less than any of the other parents. Dustin's mom here and there.
Right.
But that's it. They never really go into everyone's parents like that. And of course Joyce, obviously.
Right.
Um
Joyce is the most involved one.
Right.
So
Absolutely. If I have to say second more involved, Karen. Karen has more screen time than most of the other
anybody, yeah.
parents, than Joyce and Karen.
Yeah.
And now with the parents being involved more, with everything happening in Hawkins, the parents have to get a lot more screen time in this
Yes,
new
guys.
season. It has to happen. They are going to be worried to shit about their kids now.
Look forward to some of that stuff because maybe we could see some of them in the future at like a con or something. So we'll talk to them for you guys if you guys are interested, and we'll
Sure,
get in line
please.
and
Please, like, I've always said it. Anybody who ever comes from Stranger Things, I don't even give a shit who the character is.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet you and I'm going to
Yes.
like, express how
It's-
much I love the show and love your role.
Right.
That's why when Maxine came down, I was already a fan of hers. Couldn't resist.
yes,
And I had the season 2 shirt on, which she also complimented me on.
yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Which, also, real quick, what's your favorite poster, by the way, Cave?
Ooh,
Yeah, because there's
okay.
some good ones.
The season 3 posters were one of the best ones I've seen because I like the one that you have. The one that was
Oh.
kind of like retro-ish. It had like
my,
Elle,
my framed season 3 poster.
that one. When Elle having the shirt that she bought and she's having the bloody nose, and you see Starcourt Mall in the background. I love that poster. And it wasn't
Absolutely.
It wasn't the main one. It was like a retro one they involved. It was like an alternate one.
And we have to give the shout out over there to the artist himself, Kyle Lambert. He's a
Yes.
British artist and he's created every single poster from the show so far.
Shout out to him.
Yes, season 1's poster is great. Of course, season 3 to me definitely I think has the best design. I really like season 2. So like if I had to put a ranked order on them, I think season 3 is my number 1. Season 1 would be my number 2.
Yes.
Season what am I forgetting? 2 would be my number 3, and 4. I really like the poster for 4. Don't get me wrong, but that's gonna be the one dead last because to me, I feel like compared to the other 3, the detail wasn't as much there. But again, I still think every poster's phenomenal.
I would switch your 2 and 4.
Okay, that's
That
fair.
would be mine. Yeah.
That's fair. The thing is, what I like about the season 2 poster a lot is how it has Elle with her hands out the first time we see her with her hair grown in, and the kids on the bike in the Ghostbusters costumes.
that one.
Steve with the bat and the glasses.
You know what? That actually might have been my one of my faves. Oh, so for
Yeah.
sure, I think you had the right order. I'll probably choose what you chose.
Yeah, dude, because the pumpkins on the bottom, the mind flare overlapping
Yeah.
the top. Season 2 had a phenomenal poster, regardless. But
man.
again, I don't hate any of the posters for this show. I just think season 3 definitely was my favorite. I do like season 4's poster for the fact that I love that they have Eddie Munson like right at the center of it,
Yes.
because he is an essential piece that season because everything starts revolving around him, and you know Chrissy's death.
Oh my god! And I know, but it was great seeing him the very short time that we did
I agree,
have him.
and I was sad to see him go. Rest in peace, Eddie Munson.
Rest in peace, man. So before we wrap this episode up, I wanted to remind you guys that we also been discussing like trying to get this pod on like other platforms, and we will eventually.
Yes, this is the plan. We like putting it on YouTube. We're still gonna keep it there, of course, but we're definitely thinking about going toward the Anchor route,
Yes.
so we can distribute it on more platforms. And one platform in particular that I'll be excited to get this podcast on would be Spotify.
Yes.
We have a
especially.
lot of people, colleagues, who have told us they really want to listen to it on Spotify. We have been discussing it, so we're probably going to go the Anchor route very soon.
Yes.
So you guys might be able to hear us on other platforms as well.
Yes, and we are still working on getting more stuff. Maybe we might experiment with some video because we finally actually got some gear, and we also want to see if we're working on Andrew getting an IG.
Oh God, yeah,
Because supposedly all his names are taken, and they are because it's hard to get a name now.
yeah.
So,
Like it. I think it's just. I'm just gonna call it. It's probably too late for me to make a fucking Instagram right now. But I'm definitely trying to go. I might possibly make a TikTok. I might probably talk about a couple quick time reviews of different things that I'm watching, like for instance, stuff that's going on right now on
Oh
TV.
yeah, check Andrew out. Or if he ever makes a TikTok, we'll put the link below. And
Absolutely.
check us out also on IG because I did just make a page for Cave and Drew Show.
Please
we
subscribe
did
to that.
Yep, I'm on IG at Caveman, and you're on Twitter.
I'm on Facebook under my real name,
Andrew Pagan.
and I'm also on Twitter, House of Drew 92. I always tweet about bunch of pop culture shit. So
Yes.
if you're really in the mood to discuss some stuff, please
Yes, sir.
check my page out on there.
We've been experimenting with reels too, man. Well, I have recently, and I want to pass over that knowledge, but we'll eventually get little reels so you guys could enjoy more of the substance, more.
Absolutely.
more content.
And until next time, I had a lot of fun with this episode.
Yeah,
Hope you guys enjoy it.
This one was fun packed. I like it. It's almost October, guys. We're in September finally, so I can't wait till next month.
I can't wait to start doing some October shenanigans for the pod. So look out for that. So this is Drew.
Yeah, man. This is Cave, and we signing off, man. Appreciate y'all.